Hi guys and welcome back to the channel. So this is my first impressions video of the Vivo X100 Ultra. I received this phone yesterday and I already did an unboxing and very first impressions video of the phone, and I think now it's time to go a little bit more deeper and detailed into my first impressions of this phone. A little bit of context. I was using the X100 Pro before. I also used the Xiaomi 14 Ultra, also the S24 Ultra, Galaxy S24 Ultra, but I already sold the phone because, to be honest, the photo quality is not good enough. And now I have, also the X100 Ultra because I was so intrigued by Vivo bringing out an Ultra model of the X100 line that I had to pull the trigger and also buy this phone. And I know there are a lot of questions regarding the Chinese ROM and how everything is compatible with regards to Google services and stuff like this. So I thought it would be a good idea to speak about exactly that. But now let's start with my first impressions, and I will start with the first thing. It's difficult for Germans to pronounce the TH. The first thing you will notice when unboxing the phone, and this is of course build quality, and the build quality is very good. Very comparable to the build quality of the X100 Pro. The back is slightly different, so the X100 Pro has this kind of textured, roughed up material, a little bit like very, very fine sandpaper. This here is completely smooth, silky smooth, and also a little bit more slippery, so rocking the included case is perhaps a good idea. Also the screen is great. For me it's bright enough, and also it's very sharp, so it's definitely an upgrade over the screen of the X100 Pro. What you have to do when you receive the phone, you have to go into settings, then display and brightness, and you will have to set, if you want to have it, the display resolution to UHD, because out of the box it's set to HD. Kind of the first things you will have to do. Smoothness of the operating system, it's buttery smooth, very awesome, but it's also a fresh out of the box experience. So let's see how this will develop when the phone is filled up with all the apps. But it's the Snapdragon 8 Gen 3 though, so what do you expect? This will be a very smooth and capable phone. There is not much difference between the Ultra, the Pro, and also a phone like the Xiaomi 14 Ultra in terms of smoothness of the OS and everything like that. So they are all perfect. So I think the Snapdragon 8 Gen 3 is not a reason to upgrade if you expect a faster operating system. But of course the 8 Gen 3 is more efficient than other processors. So this could be a reason also in terms of battery life and stuff like this. Then let's speak about the elephant in the room. Unfortunately, the X100 Ultra is not available globally. This is a Chinese import. I already said I imported it via Trading Shenzhen. Also very good experience, I have to say. Definitely would order again at Trading Shenzhen. The Vivo X100 Pro also is not really available globally, but this is available from some Austrian vendors. So this is actually a phone that I bought in Austria. So definitely a disadvantage you have with Vivo phones. The Xiaomi 14 Ultra, in contrast, is a global version. You can you purchase it normally, at least in Europe. The Chinese ROM. So I received the phone from Trading Shenzhen already pre-configured. So they installed the Google Play Store and also Gboard. and there were some bloatware apps. So they also removed the standard bloatware apps that come with the normal operating system. So, but what I did is I reset the phone to factory settings because I wanted to see how the setup process is, and this is perfectly normal. You can immediately change the language to English, for example, or to other languages, and then you can set the phone up very normally. Then I was surprised because the phone was really full of Chinese bloatware apps, more than the apps that were installed when I received it from Trading Shenzhen. So I really had to uninstall like 20, 30 apps. This is definitely a new experience for me because normally phones don't have as many bloatware apps as this one. But it's good that I was able to uninstall every app except from the Vivo browser and the Vivo App Store. This was not uninstallable without having ADB access. So, but I don't care, to be honest. I mean, I disabled notifications of the browser and the Vivo App Store, so they are just sitting there, and I don't really care. I don't know if I will remove them or not. Okay, and then there are definitely some features that are available on the phone, but they are definitely not meant for a global market. One example is the Smart Launcher. So when you swipe to the left on other Android phones, you have the Google Discover feed. In this case, you have the Smart Launcher. And as you can see, this is completely in Chinese. And then you have also some Yovi or Jovi. And this is the assistant like Siri or Bixby. And also this is in Chinese. Also the news are in Chinese, and you can of course configure it, but all the available, and Vivo calls it kits, like widgets, they are also in Chinese. So it makes absolutely no sense to keep the Smart Launcher. Fortunately, you are able to disable the Smart Launcher when you go to Home Settings and then to more home settings. Then you can just disable the Smart Launcher off, and then if you swipe to the left, you can see that it is gone. It's not possible to have the Google Discover feed when you swipe to the right. So for this you would have to use a third-party launcher like Nova Launcher. But it's okay. I mean, I have the Google News widget now on one of my home screens, and also have the Google News app in the folder here, so I'm able to access the Google News very fast and efficiently. Then, what's also not really meant for a global market, and which is Chinese specific, is all the AI functions, like the Blue LM Copilot, which is the on-device AI voice assistant, smart suggestions, Jovi Lens. I deactivated and uninstalled all of this because this is all in Chinese, as you can see here. So this is of course a disadvantage of this phone, because these added features are not available or not usable for a global market. Yeah, and you can deactivate most of the stuff. I mean, also Vivo has its own payment option, but this only works with WeChat and Alipay. So you are able to disable the wallet, and I mean, this is, yeah. So disadvantage of the global Chinese ROM is definitely that you will not be able to use all the features this phone has. But it's nice that you are able to configure the phone in a very clean and minimal way, with all the waste that comes with the normal OS. And then, although it comes with multi-language support, there will be some places where you will find Chinese fonts. Like example, when you log into your Vivo account, you will have the Chinese font. And I also found some settings where some words were not translated. And I'm trying to find where it is, because I found it quite funny to have English and then some Chinese words in the middle of it, but I'm not able to find it. I mean, most of the text is translated, but sometimes there will be some hiccups and you will have a Chinese font in there, but that's okay. But apart from that, I think this is very usable, especially because everything is working. WhatsApp, Spotify, Netflix, Amazon Prime, Google Pay, smartwatch connectivity. I read that it is possible to connect Android Wear watches. I don't have an Android Wear watch because I'm using my Garmin. Also, I have the Aura Ring, and both connect to the respective apps perfectly. So Aura Ring connectivity via Bluetooth and also Garmin without a problem. Also, like the Pixel Buds and Galaxy Buds, they also work. So the only thing that is not working is Android Auto, which is, at least for me, unfortunate, because I drive have a lot of driving also because of my job, and for me Android Auto is really convenient because I use Google Maps for navigation, and then I'm able to also use it for Spotify and Audible. So this definitely will take some getting used to, but it is what it is. And the reason why I'm willing to accept these shortcomings and using a Chinese ROM is, of course, this here, right? So the camera. I did some preliminary tests. I compared it with the X100 Pro and also with the Xiaomi 14 Ultra. And TLDR is, yes, this is one of the best cameras, if not the best camera in a phone right now. Especially when we are speaking about tele performance, so zoom performance. When you compare these three phones with each other, when you use One X, I'm not able to spot a difference. Perhaps there's some slight differences in terms of color and highlight reproduction, shadow detail and stuff like that, but very minimal. So that's all fine and not a reason to upgrade. But if you start to use the zoom, and also the native zoom lenses are all fine on all devices, and also here I'm not really able to spot a difference. But when you start to go into digital zoom territory, then the advantage of the new sensor of the X100 Ultra really plays out and shines. And then it's definitely better. Already at 5 to 10x, you can see the difference between the quality of, for example, X100 Ultra versus Xiaomi 14 Ultra. And also there is a difference between X100 Ultra and X100 Pro, definitely noticeable. When you go into extreme zoom territory, like 100x, it's nothing I would use, but it's very interesting to see how these phones performs. And I have to say, at 100x, this takes the best photos, and this is most likely due to the image processing and iMagic, I don't know, but the photos are much better. So, for example, the Xiaomi 14 Ultra starts to produce oil painting effect-like photos starting from 10x on. And this was very surprising because I always thought that the zoom capabilities of the Xiaomi 14 Ultra are very good. But when you compare it against the X100 Ultra, you start to see that the processing of the digital zoom images in the Xiaomi 14 Ultra is actually very bad. You start to see processing artifacts, over-sharpening artifacts and stuff like this. So it's not very pleasant. And this phone I would confidently use up to 30x, which is almost 10 times digital zoom, because the processing is so good that you don't have an image that is very digital and full of artifacts. So this is really the reason why this phone is an upgrade over the X100 Pro and over phones like the Xiaomi 14 Ultra, especially when you like to zoom. And I like to use higher focal length or zoom levels for photography, especially because you start to get a background compression. Also for portraits, it's very nice. So it definitely needs some more testing, and I will go into detail definitely to see how the 1X and the ultra wide and compare. But my first impressions are actually very positive. And then another thing that I noticed, especially when comparing X100 Ultra with Xiaomi 14 Ultra, is the heat development. So this phone stays cool consistently. It doesn't get hot, even if I use the camera, record video. Phone call. Whereas the Xiaomi 14 Ultra tends to get very warm, almost uncomfortably warm, just by using the camera app and taking photos. And additionally, this phone, the Xiaomi 14 Ultra, really uses a lot of battery when using the camera app. So this definitely needs, at least in my phone, it definitely needs improvement. Whereas the Vivo X100 Ultra stays cool no matter what I do. And that's surprising because both companies claim that they use an advanced cooling mechanism to keep the phones cool. Both phones use the same chipset, so the Snapdragon 8 Gen 3, but it's definitely a difference in terms of heat development and battery usage between these two phones. So, and this is also why I say the X100 Ultra definitely is the best package, right? So, if someone asks me Xiaomi 14 Ultra or X100 Ultra, I would tip towards the X100 Ultra because battery performance is better, heat development is better, zooming is better, and this makes it a better package than the Xiaomi 14 Ultra if you are willing to accept that this is a non-global phone and comes with a Chinese ROM. Yes, so these are my first impressions. Really like the phone. My suggestion would be just leave me a comment and just let me know what you want to know about the Vivo X100 Ultra. There will definitely be comparison videos, so I will compare it against the X100 Pro and the Xiaomi 14 Ultra. I also plan to compare it against the Magic 6 Pro, Honor Magic 6 Pro. Although I know what the result will be, so this will have no chance against the X100 Ultra. But I know from reading comments of other videos that people are really interested in comparisons. So this is my second video about the X100 Ultra and my first impressions. More is definitely coming. Thanks for watching. See you in the next one. Until then, take care and bye.